Everest ain't got shit on me.
Hello everyone, I'm Jade. Welcome to my YouTube channel. You can find me on Instagram at Fashion Without Trashin', and today's video is all about batch editing your photos to save yourself some time. It took me a while to figure this out. I'm not gonna lie, I have gone through a lot of changes with my photos over the past, I don't know, I've been on Poshmark for almost 6 years. So this new change has saved me so much time because so many previous changes had added on so much time to my process. So I started out with just using a filter from my iPhone, and I don't know if you're familiar with that, but iPhone filters, they kind of, you can just put them on when you're taking photos and they stay on the photo. You can change it afterwards, but I just figured this is the easiest way to do it because the filter's already going to be on there, and to me the photos looked brighter and better. At least they were looking better than they were before, and I thought, yeah, great, this is good enough. Like, these photos are awesome. They're not awesome. A lot of them were oversaturated, and I actually did get comments from people from time to time being like, can I have an filtered photo, something that is the true color of the item. And plus, when I would do things that were red or orange or certain colors would just be so oversaturated, like a hot pink, that you couldn't see any details on the item. So I did stop doing that, and so I started exploring other options. And I'm sure you've explored some of these options like Snapseed and the eraser tool, and I mean, there are just so many for your phone, right? All right, well, getting off of your phone and onto the computer is gonna make your life so much better when it comes to editing your photos, first and foremost. Secondly, if you're still listing on your phone, get off and list on the computer. I swear it is so much faster of the total listing time. Yeah, so before I started doing this little trick, I would take my photos on the camera, and this is my camera. Oh, can't show you my camera. I'm filming on it. My old routine was this. I would take the photographs on my camera, my Sony. I would then transfer those photos to my phone. Then on my phone, I would transfer the photos to Lightroom. Then on Lightroom, I would sit there and edit the photos one by one. Now, earlier on, I had learned to create a preset, and so what I was doing more recently was just applying that preset to the photos one by one. And when I do photo shoots, generally I will shoot around 200 pieces of clothing, and I get about 2,000 photos total, and you have to delete some and edit some, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, imagine going through and doing that to about 1,700, 1,500 photos one by one. It was taking hours, but it was easier than editing and uploading photos one by one to any other app. So I thought that I was kind of, doing the right thing there. I was not. So after that, I would then have to transfer the photos from Lightroom that were edited back onto my phone. So now I have two sets of the same photos on my phone, unedited and edited. My phone storage was getting filled really fast, and I'm sure a lot of you can sympathize with that. So next, I would then take those photos, yeah, it keeps going, and then put them into a shared folder so that I could have that folder on my computer to list. Holy crap, that's a lot of back and forth, and it took a lot of time. What I've discovered, and this may be some serious common knowledge to some people, is that if I just paid for Lightroom, the CC version, so it's the Creative Cloud, for $9.99 a month, I can actually batch edit my photos all at once. Yay! So needless to say, this saved me a lot of time because it cut out a lot of steps. First and foremost, I was no longer downloading things to my phone at all because I didn't need to use Lightroom on my phone, I could just use it on my computer. So now I just attach my camera to my computer, and I don't even upload the photos onto my computer. I upload them into Lightroom, which then has everything stored in that Creative Cloud. It is not taking up room on my computer or my phone. But first, just a little step-by-step. The first thing you're gonna wanna do, obviously, is download Lightroom onto your computer. Now, I have a Mac, so things might look a little bit different on mine in comparison to somebody else's. I regularly update it, so I'm not sure, you know, what version we all have. It might be a little bit different. But this is the example on the version that I do have on Mac. So you're gonna download Lightroom onto your computer. It doesn't take very long. You need to pick the subscription that you want. The subscription that I have is just Lightroom plus 1 terabyte of storage in the cloud. So I chose that version because I really didn't want to have Photoshop, which is one of the other options. And then another option is to have Lightroom, but I think with and Photoshop together, but just like 30 gigs of storage or something like that. Anyways, I wanted the most amount of storage because I figured all of these photos take up a lot of room. So once you've downloaded that, you buy your subscription. You connect to your camera or your phone. If you are taking photos on your phone still, you can just connect your phone to your computer and then upload directly into Lightroom. If you want to learn how to create a preset, let me know. I can make another like quick video for you on it. But for now, I'm not going to show you how to create a preset, but I will just say what you need to do is get the settings that you like best. So you're going to toy around with one of your photos, get it as bright as you want it to be, get it looking in tip-top shape, I guess you could say. And once you've done that, then you can save that as your preset, and that's exactly what I've done. So you can only do this when you pay for Lightroom. You actually cannot do it in the free version, which sucks, but I get it. So you're gonna click to upload your photos. You're gonna choose your camera or whatever is connected, the outside source there. Then you will upload and check the box to yes, approve the import for all of the photos. You're gonna put them into your new folder. I create a separate folder for each one of mine and go up here into the settings. And once I'm in there, I'm going to go to where my presets are, as you can see down here at the bottom. I'm going to click that, and then I'm going to click Clothing 1, which is the preset that I use on most of my photos. Clothing 2 is a bit brighter, and that's for things basically when Anna is turned around. Anna is my model. She isn't triggering the camera to put more light and exposure into the frame. So basically those photos need to be brightened up a little bit more. Okay, so now that you have applied your preset, what you're going to do is click back into the multi-view, highlight the photo you just applied the preset to, copy, so on my computer it's Command-C to copy, and then you're going to select all of the photos inside of your folder, and you are going to press Command-V, which is paste on the MacBook. And once you've done that, it will ask you, oh, are you sure you want to change the settings of all of these photos? And you're gonna be like, heck yes, I do. Do it all for me, please. Thank you. And it will. Voila! Seriously. Like, seriously. The amount of time that it takes me to do this versus what I was doing. It's like 30 minutes or less, maybe 20 minutes to get this done now, where it was like 4 hours previously to edit the same amount of items. So yeah, so the program's gonna do all the work for you. It's going to apply the setting, which is AKA the filter, AKA the preset, all of sort of the same thing when we're talking about it in this context. And it'll show you up here in the left-hand corner how it's downloading to each photo. So it'll let you know like how many it's done and how far along you are. So now that everything is edited,
Birds Dubai ain't got shit on me. You can touch the sky, but you ain't got shit on me. 'Cause I'm on top of the world. I'm on top of the world, yeah.
going to save all of this into a folder in my Adobe Cloud. So again, this isn't going to be on my computer. It is actually kept in that cloud out there, so it doesn't take up space on my computer, which is great. In my Adobe Creative Cloud, I've actually created some folders already. So when I'm listing, it makes it a lot easier for me if I don't have 2,000 photos just floating out there and I have to like find my photos. So I actually separate them into folders, and the folders are dresses, tops, bottoms, jackets, and outerwear, sort of a folder, and like accessories, shoes, and things like that. So that way when I am uploading the photos onto Poshmark, or when you're uploading them anywhere, you can go into your specific folder and look for the type of item that you're looking for, and you'll basically see like, you know, 1/5 of the amount of photos that you would see if you had them all in one folder. And to make things better even after that, I actually move things at the end of the day, or, you know, as I go, if I have time, into a listed folder. And that folder, basically, I don't see those photos anymore, but they're there just in case I need to relist anything, or I need to, you know, get a really good close-up on something, or get another photo of something that I didn't put into my listing. As you might know, on Poshmark, all of the photos are square. So I don't actually crop them in Lightroom. I tried that once and it took a really long time, because that is one of the things you still have to do one by one. If I'm not mistaken, I haven't figured out a way to apply that to all of the photos. So Poshmark's pretty good though, because you just upload the photos and they're pretty much where they're meant to be. You just gotta like tweak them just a tiny bit, but it doesn't really take very long when you're doing the actual listing. If you really want to get that white infinity super crisp background, I don't have it in all of my photos because it does take that extra time. It does take a few extra steps. Really what you have to do then, I'll show an example of going into this photo and editing it. This is something maybe you want to do for your main photo on each one. I kind of go back and forth on it and I'm not sure how I feel about it. You can take the selective brush tool, make it as big or small as you want it, and you can kind of just go around the edges of your entire photo into the white background, if that's what you have, and brighten it to the point where it is that pure white. You have to be very careful though, because if you get too close to your item, you can oversaturate either the edges or just like your whole item in general, and you don't want that. So zoom in if you're gonna like get it perfect, but for the most part, sometimes I just kind of like do around the edges and, you know, lighten it up a bit. Or sometimes I won't put the exposure all the way up. I'll just put it up a little bit more than what I have as my preset setting, and then I'll go around and do it, because then it's not such a drastic change in between the stuff that you're not like getting in really close on and what you're making the whole background as. Some of my photos obviously don't get perfect afterwards, so I do kind of just like click through them and visually take a look. If I see anything too dark, I brighten it up a little bit, and again, I just kind of just tick up the exposure there on those. My preset does have more than just the exposure setting changed. I have changed the contrast, and I have like made sure like balance out some colors and things like that, so that it's not so oversaturated or anything when I put the preset on. So everybody knows what I'm doing and how I'm taking these photos. I do take them inside my apartment. It is 219 square feet. Yes, it is the size of basically a small master bedroom. Somebody's house. So sad. Yeah, so it does double as a photo studio. And I took these photos that you're seeing right now with one ring light. Usually I do have two other LED lights on each side, but this time I just kind of it was a quick shoot and I was being a little bit lazy, if I'm being honest, so I didn't do that. I use a Sony a5100 camera, and it is small, it is cute, and it's pretty awesome, other than filming YouTube videos, because it does overheat after about like 15-20 minutes. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you don't already edit your photos, maybe this will encourage you to, because it is so easy to do, and I do think that $10 a month is totally worth it to save that time. I was even considering paying somebody, like outsourcing somebody to do the background editing of my photos, and I'm really glad that I'm not gonna do that anymore. And if you do edit your photos, and maybe you use another service or another way of doing it on your phone, I hope that this really helps you shave a lot of time. even if it's just off of your cover photos. So that's it for me today, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at Fashion Without Trashin'. I do a lot of community-based stuff there with Poshmark and just sort of reselling and, you know, whatever in general. I like hanging out. I like talking to you guys. So let me know in the comments also what else you think I should do a video on. Do you guys want to know how to make a preset for Lightroom? Do you guys want to learn, I don't know, what else can I teach you? Just let me know. All right, bye.
Mount Everest ain't got shit on me, 'cause I'm on top of the world. I'm on top of the world. Birds Dubai ain't got shit on me. You can touch the sky, but you ain't got shit on